Welcome in, folks, to our senior celebration shows here on C103 and Good Guys Radio TV. I'm Matt Hildebrand. Good morning to you as we kick off what's going to be a few weeks of celebrating our seniors all throughout the listening area in Adams, Brown, and Highland counties. Very first show this morning. Good morning to our Lynchburg Clay seniors. How you guys doing?
Good, how are you?
Very good. Thank you for asking. We have Emma Sanderson, Jamison Miracle, Gage Thompson, and Caden Boone joining us this morning. And Emma, we'll let you kind of start off first. Tell us a little about yourself, if you would.
Some
of the things you've participated in high school. I'm sorry, I didn't give you much of a cue up there, did I?
I've done FFA for 4 years now. I am part of the different organizations in our school, like NHS, Student Council, those types of organizations.
Mm-hmm.
I also do things outside of it, like 4-H and those types of organizations.
Sure. So let's start with FFA and 4-H. I think oftentimes a lot of folks can make those kind of go hand in hand, and I assume during the Highland County Fair that's very much the case. It's a very busy week for you.
Yes.
Do you show animals at the fair?
Yes, I just show dogs.
Dogs. That's awesome. So that is an unusual one as far as what we see a lot of. Tell us about, is it a dog training competition then? Is that kind of how it works, or what's that look like?
Well, like with all the other species, we have showmanship, which that definitely looks different compared to like the livestock people.
Sure.
But so we have that, and then we have different classes such as obedience and this like rally and different classes for the dogs.
So what people I think would imagine with a dog show is what they might see on TV with the obstacle course and all that. Are you having to go through something like that? What kind of class is that?
That is dog agility.
Dog agility.
We are going to be having dog agility this upcoming fair.
Oh, cool.
We are going to add that, which is nice.
So
and I think that is most entertaining to watch, probably, for the people.
Sure. How do you even begin to train for that? This being the first year, is that something you've tried before with your pet, or?
Yes, I've done it for, I think, like 10 or so years now.
Oh, wow.
I've
Okay.
been doing dogs. The lady who runs it, she started me off with it, and then I kind of went to different trainers and whatever helped me prepare my dogs for the different levels of training.
That's awesome. So a lot of people with dogs, might teach them a trick or two, or how to sit and how to stay. At what point did you decide? So you've done this for 10 years. Like, that had to be kind of the basics starting out, I would assume, and then you've just gone far, far beyond that.
Yes. So the basics is usually teaching the dog, sit, stay, those types. And then the showmanship is more advanced, I would say, because the dog has to get used to like the tighter leash and standing more, being square, those types of things. And because I have one dog for just showmanship, and then I have one dog just for obedience and agility, because I think that'd be too much on one dog, so I have two to do both.
Well, there's only one you, and you're still doing both sides. So did they have different temperaments? Is that kind of the deciding factor there?
Yes.
Yeah.
My one dog, he's very docile, very, I wouldn't say lazy, but there's one way to describe him, I guess.
Sure. If he'll stand in one place, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's more of the showmanship dog, and my other dog, he's more of the bounce on the walls. He can get his energy out.
Gotcha. Which is good.
Yes.
Because in the competition, you kind of need him to do that. Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Very good. We'll come back and talk a little more. First, we'll switch over to Jamison. Good morning. Tell us a little about yourself, if you would.
I've been in FFA, 4-H, class officers, NHS, student council, 4-H.
A little bit of everything.
Yeah.
So 4-H and FFA, what was your focus through those programs?
I show poultry, so chickens and turkeys.
Okay.
And I'm also in shooting sports.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. Not shooting chickens or turkeys. But those don't cross over.
No.
Okay, just to clarify. So first, tell us a little about turkeys, because I find turkeys to be terrifying. Chickens are okay. I wouldn't want to mess with them a whole lot, but turkeys are kind of scary. Would you say that's the case for you, or is it just commonplace right now? You're fine with them?
Last year was the first year at fair for turkeys.
Okay.
So it was a little different.
Yeah.
They're a little vicious sometimes. If you don't feed them on time, they're going to be mean.
Okay. Not mean to you? or
no, they're mean to me.
Okay. Pecked and scratched. You kind of
Yes.
experienced all that then?
Yes.
Okay. Now, showing a turkey, very, very different from showing other poultry. As you said, you've done chickens, which are mostly docile if you know how to handle them. Turkeys, though, A, are much larger, and B, do tend to have a mind of their own. You don't hold directly onto them to show them, and so it's a little different. Tell folks exactly, when you go through your turkey class, like the difficulty of lining that bird up underneath of you, reaching down, heels overhead, and flipping it upside down to show it. Like, that's not easy.
No, it is not.
No. So, like, was it intimidating the first time around doing that? Like, how long did it take before you felt comfortable?
It was very intimidating. Walking them from their pens to the actual arena, he would not walk for me, so I had to pick him up. Everybody was trying to take pictures because I thought it was funny, and he smacked me in the face. So when I went into the arena, my face was bright red.
Okay. Yeah, for multiple reasons then.
Yeah.
Embarrassed and wing slapped, I guess. Yeah. So by the time the fair came around, were you pretty comfortable with that process of kind of leading in it? Because you don't get to hold it. You have to lead it in with a cane or a stick or something like that, and then go through that. So once you're in the show, calm, cool, collected.
No.
Listen, I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt, but do you feel better going about it this year? Are you planning on showing turkeys again at the fair?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so obviously it wasn't that bad. You'll come back to it. Of the two, would you prefer turkeys or chickens?
I'd say turkey just because they have an own personality.
Okay, so turkeys are okay by you then.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll give you that. We'll swing up now and talk with Gage. Gage, if I remember correctly, we talked to you during FFA week.
Yes, that's right.
What is it? Rabbits?
Yep, rabbits.
Yeah, rabbits. And you have a huge production.
Yeah.
Okay. So for folks who didn't watch or maybe didn't listen at that point, tell us a little about the evolution of that and kind of first what your process is now, because it's a big production that you do. And kind of where you started out in that.
So I started back when I was 4 years old. My parents got me a little steel Dutch rabbit for my birthday. And ever since then, I've had rabbits and have raised them. So I'm up to about an 82-hole operation at this point in time, raising 5 different varieties within my breed. A variety just means the color of the rabbits. Mm-hmm. And just these past couple of days, I've had another 30 litters of rabbits. This morning, before I even came to school, I had rabbits that were on the wire being born. I had to transition to their nesting boxes.
Wow.
What this process looks like in a marked breed is you breed all these rabbits and you may get litters of rabbits that are undesirable based on their markings or color. Mm-hmm. So you raise them up and then you sell them as pets or something else. Like they could even be 4-H quality rabbits.
Sure.
Where I show on the national scale, so I'm looking for as close to perfect as you get.
Okay.
So out of all my rabbits, I only keep about 5% at 8 weeks old, which is weaning age, and then of that 5%, I dwindle that down to about 50%. And then of that 50%, 50 more percent will only be shown on that scale, and the other 50% will be kept back as brood stock.
Okay, so it is a big to-do. Now, how many rabbits were born this morning?
This morning I only had 15 born, but over the past couple of days, it's been, I think, probably about 75 is what I'm up to. I've only got, I think, 7 more litters due.
Okay, so just trying to do the math here. You've had 75 here in just the last few days. You've got 8 more litters due. So you're talking a few hundred rabbits you're dealing with. And rabbits do like to breed. I mean, that is a breed like rabbits is a thing. How much turnaround is there between your different, I don't know, rounds of giving birth?
So a lot of breeders that show my breed and are big open breeders, so they're adults showing their rabbits against other adults, mm-hmm. They go on a very accelerated breeding program where they take and breed the does in the 4 weeks of age of those babies. They'll rebreed the does. So that way when it comes weaning time, they have another litter on them.
So you are going nonstop pretty much with one after the other after the other.
And I do that with some of my does, but then other does that they're not as made for heavy production. I slow down on them, and they only have maybe 2 or 3 litters a year. But I can get up to 5 litters on some does.
Even so, we're talking hundreds of rabbits.
Yes.
Right? There's no small scaling this. It is hundreds of rabbits. So how do you manage to balance all of that out? Like you have a full-on working production while you're still in high school. Has that been difficult or?
It has been. Every morning I get up before I go to school. It takes about an hour to feed and water and make sure everything's going good in the mornings. And then I get home from school and I go right back out to the rabbits, make sure the water's good, make sure they have feed. If I have babies, I check all the babies again, check them several times a day. And then it's just one of those things where you show on the weekends sometimes, and you wake up at 4:30 in the morning, don't get home till 6 o'clock in the evening. It's just as rigorous as some large livestock because you have so many.
Sure.
While it's easy to handle one rabbit compared to like one big steer, you're handling 20 rabbits at a time for your show day. So it can get very difficult, and I usually say I spend about 3 hours a day working on any part of the operation.
Do you prefer the production side or the showing side?
So I don't know. I like both of them. I like looking at the analytical parts of it. I'm a very big genetics guy with it, so I like to sit back and, what would happen if I crossed these two rabbits. I'll spend a lot of time doing what I call like a master breeding plan. So I'll take all this information from my bucks and compare it to all my does and figure out what will be the best cross out of this.
Okay.
And then for the showing part, you don't really show your rabbits too much. You just carry them to the table and the judge evaluates them. But the best part of that is, when you get to the end and you're in the final group for best of breed, that's real exhilarating. You get your adrenaline pumping and you're kind of excited, especially if you win. Because here recently I've had a couple really big wins. So
That's awesome.
It's been kind of exciting.
Now, I'm going to ask, could you handle a turkey? You're talking about handling all these rabbits, but I mean, holding a turkey, for flipping that upside down, could you go through that process?
So in our FFA program, we actually did raise turkeys last year,
good.
and it was very intimidating to start with. Don't get me wrong. I don't know if I would do it again, but I could do it, and I'd like to try it again, but it's definitely not anything like rabbits.
So we're staying on the rabbit side of the small animals.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, absolutely fascinating that, senior in high school now, graduating, and you've had this whole big production, hundreds of rabbits, and moving them all across the country is pretty great. So, very cool. Caden, last but not least, to introduce ourselves, tell us a little about some of the things you've done.
Played baseball 4 years, soccer, basketball, athletic student council, class officer. That's
A little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Well, baseball, I would absolutely be remiss. I mean, first off, you guys are doing pretty darn good this season. Still undefeated in the Shack.
Yep.
Right?
Final 2 games this week. Fayetteville and Ripley.
We're not jinxing anything.
Try not to.
Fayetteville and Ripley. Man, you guys are rolling again. So the big thing to talk about, obviously, would be last year. Baseball made it all the way to the Final Four, competing at state at a huge level. You guys won the Gold Glove in the Shack. So talk about that experience. I mean, yes, you were a junior, but getting to experience that with your teammates and with your community stepping up and kind of surrounding you guys.
Yeah, it was just a great moment for everyone. I mean, to have the community back you up as you're riding out in the UC Bearcats bus.
Right.
It's pretty awesome. And the memories that we made, like especially in the hotels after the games, were just amazing. I mean, for example, me and a couple other guys got stuck in an elevator.
I heard that. Yeah. That's a little sketchy.
Yeah, it was a little sketchy. We get in there, we hit the button, and then it just drops. And then by the time we get it open, we had to hop up to the 4th level.
Okay. Well, it's a good thing you guys are all pretty athletic, I guess. Everyone was fine, right?
Yeah, but by the time we were done, there was condensations on all 4 of the walls of the elevator, and it was like shiny in there. But
got a little worried then.
yeah, it was a little warm in there. But
Yeah.
I mean, but just playing baseball in the biggest of stadiums like at the Akron Duck Field. I mean, that place is perfect. It's dirt and grass, but it's just as good as turf. It was so perfect, and having that experience, especially with as tight-knit of a group of guys I've ever been around, it was pretty awesome.
First, what position do you play, or positions?
DH or play first.
Okay, so first base, you're the guy that everyone's going to depend on you to catch the ball, regardless of where they throw it. How many times have you been in that position and it was a bad throw, and yet coach is calling you out for not catching the ball? Has that happened?
No, I mean,
okay.
I have been yelled at once is because we have such a Elam, our catcher, is good.
Right.
Routine ground plays like that, he's always sprinting down the first base line. So what he tells us to do is, no matter how bad the throw is, got to give a chance. Stick your foot in the bag and just swipe your glove out there, give it a chance. Because if you miss it, you have our right fielder also sprinting behind us. You got 2 guys behind you if you miss the ball. So it doesn't matter how bad the throw is, you just got to go out there and give it a chance.
Yeah. Put a glove on it.
Yep.
Now, DHing is a whole different thing entirely. And if I remember correctly, I think your closest game to this point this season in the Shack was against Manchester, and you guys won 1-0, right?
Yes.
You came up and hit just a very timely shot right into a gap. Talk about DHing. It's a very I don't know. You're kind of the unsung hero until you make a play like that, right? Come up at the right time.
Yeah, DH, people don't talk about it a lot because you're not playing the field and you don't get to see every play, but you just got to stay locked in the entire game.
Yeah.
I mean, we were facing Applegate, which everyone knows he throws 90, and we haven't seen that at all this year. So we're all a little bit struggling at the plate, but I went 2 for 3 and just knocked 2 little balls over the second baseman's head or the first baseman's head to hit in one of the only base runners we had all night.
Right.
So, being able to just stay focused for that long is really important for the team and myself.
Right. You get those 3 opportunities to come up and shine and be, the hero in that moment. Talk about what it looks like facing down a 90-mile-an-hour fastball. As you said, you guys very rarely experience that, and very few people will experience what that's like.
Yeah, we really didn't even face 90 even in tournament. But we got 2 guys in the Shack this year, throwing 90, Thomas and Applegate. Mm-hmm. But when you have Applegate throwing 90, especially when he throws a high end on you, it's pretty quick, and then he snaps the curveball at you. But, it's really, you don't get time to think, which honestly, it benefits me more. I get time to think. You just, reaction
Just
time,
blank
and
out and react.
snap your wrist and see what happens.
Yeah.
And that's really about it.
Okay. Well, you make it sound real easy, but
It's
I know
not easy,
So,
though.
yeah. It takes time and it takes experience, which I think you've got plenty of at this point, so.
Experience, yeah.
Yeah, good on you, man. All right, so let's talk a little about favorite classes. Emma, we'll swing back down to you. Any particular subject that stands out to you as your favorite through your high school years?
I mean, I always really liked history.
History?
My classes have always been good.
Now, is that the subject matter or is that the teacher that makes you like history?
I think it's just the subject.
Yeah.
I just really liked history.
Okay. Any particular period of time or focus in history classes that you really enjoy?
I always liked it when we did projects.
Projects. All right. Now, when you do a group project, are you the person that puts in, 100% of the effort and then everyone's okay to give 10% here and there and that's how you like it? Or do you prefer when everyone's all hands on deck?
I mean, I try to do it all hands on deck, but eventually you just kind of gotta do it yourself. Eventually,
okay, that's the nice way to say that. Yeah, you're the 100%er, and everybody else in the project just follows along. So, okay, so history. Anything else that any favorite teacher that stands out to you through your high school or even down to your elementary school years?
I always really liked my intervention teachers. I don't know which one I would say the best, but I really like my intervention teachers I've had throughout the years.
Okay.
They've always been really helpful to me.
That's awesome. And helping to get you to that next step then. Mm-hmm. Yeah, awesome. How about you, Jameson? Any favorite classes we'll start with that stand out that you really enjoyed, subjects that you excelled at or really liked?
One of my favorite classes was a college class. It was public speaking.
Oh, okay. Public speaking. Now, that is most people's list of fears. They do not want to get up and talk in front of people. So
Yes.
you excel at that then. Tell us, what were you afraid going into it or did you embrace that right from the get-go?
I was definitely afraid and scared, especially when I seen how many people were in that class.
Mm-hmm. So you were just giving speeches up in front of, they expect you to stand up and talk in front of your peers?
Yes.
Okay, that is pretty tough actually. Would you prefer to talk in front of a big crowd of people you don't know or a smaller crowd of people that you do know?
I'd say a big crowd just because you don't know any of the people.
Okay.
And it's not one person is staring at
Right.
you.
Yeah, like Hayden said, you just blank out and react. Just do
Yes.
it. Yeah, that works. Favorite teachers through your school career?
My favorite teacher is probably Miss Matthews in 4th grade.
Okay, why her particularly?
I used to struggle really bad with English and just talking to people, and she got me out of my comfort zone, and I liked picking up books and just talking to people.
Okay, so started in 4th grade. Now we're taking college level speech classes. It all started in that 4th grade class. That's pretty awesome. We'll swing back up and talk with Gage. Any particular classes that stand out to you? I have to imagine science
Yeah, I do like. So my favorite core class is definitely chemistry, but then my non-core class was definitely livestock nutrition and selection.
Okay. Reasonably so,
Yeah.
I can imagine, right? So we talked about obviously your big project with rabbits. Take us to kind of the large animal side. I have to imagine you explored some of that through the classes, either in that or with FFA in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, one of the coolest things we got to do in that class was my ag teacher had just slaughtered a cow, so she brought in its digestive tract, and we got to dissect its digestive tract. So what I did was I went down to the science rooms and I borrowed a couple of microscopes, and you can take what we'd call like the digestive juices, and you could look at the little microbes on the slides under it, see a bigger picture, and that was probably one of the coolest things we did in that class.
Yeah. So how much digestive system you're talking? Where cows have four stomachs? Is that just a misnomer? Is that
So
a real thing?
it's a one stomach but four compartments.
Okay, four compartments. Okay, so you got to see kind of the whole workings going on there.
Yeah.
What of that? Like, is that something you're interested in? That microbiology going forward, or is that just kind of a one-off, really neat project?
I think all the sort of livestock and science type of things goes right in line with what I want to study in college. So, like, looking at the microbes, to me, that's more of like a nutrition standpoint. So that's one aspect of something I'm going into. But then also, that microbiology part of it, maybe looking into like genetics and DNA, things like that is another thing I'm really interested in.
Yeah, and Caden's just sitting there going like, "Wow, that's hey, Caden. Did you get the opportunity to look inside the cow stomach?"
Actually, I didn't take FFA or ag, but I did venture my way down there and did see a cow.
Yeah,
I did see it, but I didn't
parts
touch
of
it.
the cow anyway.
Yeah, that I only just observed.
Okay, you were just there for observation. That's all good. What about you, Caden? Any particular class that stands out?
I'm gonna pick anatomy and chemistry, but only parts of it.
Only parts.
Yeah, because one half of the year you get to dissect a cat. That was the fun part.
Okay.
And the other half of the year you get to learn spell the bones. That's not me.
Okay.
Spelling, that's not me. And then chemistry, you get to do chemistry stuff, like all the beakers and stuff.
Sure.
And then the other half you write in a notebook. So only the good parts of each class.
Only the hands-on bits.
Yeah.
That's where we're at.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So if it's memorizing or writing, not so much.
Yeah, not that part of the class.
But getting into it, we're on it. All right.
Yeah.
Gage, I failed to ask. Favorite teacher that stands out to you through your high school years or even down back in elementary school?
I'd say my favorite teacher is probably my ag teacher, Miss Landis. She really broke me out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
She kept me in ag, and it's definitely changed my life.
That's awesome. Now, with that, how much, again, we've talked about this big production and you're very into, your production with rabbits. How much knowledge did you bring to the table and how much has she kind of reversed back to you?
So it's actually really cool. She does a lot of goat production. She sells a lot of goats to 4-H kids.
Yeah.
So it's really cool. We can sit and talk to each other about two different species, and we can come up with the same result.
Yeah.
So I've taught her a good bit about rabbits, and she's even got one of my rabbits now as a pet for her 2 little boys. But then she also teaches me a lot about goats. And I think, when you can cross species like that, you can come up with some really cool ideas and see a lot of cool collaboration type of things that can happen.
Fantastic. Well, very cool that you were able to teach her as she taught you, kind of back and forth. Caden, favorite teacher? Anyone stand out in your mind, elementary school through high school?
Do I only pick one?
You can pick as many as you like. It's your show, man.
Miss Walkup kindergarten. Miss Hale 5th grade. Miss Burton 2nd grade. That's just elementary.
Yeah.
Mr. Maddox also in elementary school.
All right.
Miss Shove High School. Miss Brookbank High School. Miss Manual High School. Mr. Sininger. He's the GOAT.
He's the GOAT. All right.
That's a couple of them.
So, Caden, are you a teacher's pet or like
No,
everybody
I just talk a lot, so
Okay.
I just talk to my teachers a lot.
Everybody seems to seem in agreement of that
I am not the
Caden's
teacher's
talking
pet,
about.
I swear, because I've gotten in plenty of trouble in my time in high school.
Okay, well, anybody else had no trouble? Like, I'm not asking you to out yourself before graduation, but Caden already told his story about getting locked in an elevator. Nobody's had anything that harrowing, right? Okay, all right. Everybody, you guys are all the good kids that we bring in here. Like, nobody's. There's some knowing looks. Emma, are you going to tell on yourself at all Nothing that stands out in your mind. You've never been trapped in an elevator. You've never lied or just snuck around the school. Nothing like that.
No, but
No.
I did lie to get popcorn at the convention this past weekend.
I mean, that's a little white lie, but we'll give it to you. Stole popcorn.
I didn't really steal it. I just lied to get it.
Okay, all right. So you're talking about FFA state convention?
Yes.
Okay, and I would assume a lot of you guys went to state as a really, really good time, right? Best thing that you experienced at the state convention this year as a senior?
I got my state degree.
Oh, congratulations! That's
you.
awesome. That's a big deal. That's a lot of that stuff that Caden said we don't like as much. That writing and keeping notes and keeping everything
Yeah.
straight. So, yeah.
Then having to deal with the bank statements.
Yeah, well, there's that too. But, well, congratulations. State degrees?
I got my state degree last year.
Last year? Working on national?
American degree.
American degree? Yeah, that's great. Good luck to you on that, because that even bigger to do, right?
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, well, guys, we're kind of running out of time here. Before we go, though, let's just let everybody know, somebody who knows, I hope, the day that you graduate, where you graduate, what time we graduate, and all of that. So who would like to tackle that before we go?
I can only tackle part of it.
Okay, Caden, get the part you know.
May 17th, at our high school. Don't know what time.
Okay.
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock.
Good job.
That's why there's 4 of you. Between a lot of you, I figured we'd have all the information. So, well, guys, congratulations on making it this far. 13 years behind you. Before we go, one last quick thing. What's everybody doing after high school? Let's start down here, and we'll work our way around. So, Emma, what are we doing?
I'm going to go to Cedarville University for psychology and social work.
Oh, fantastic. James, I'm sorry, not Jameson. That's your last name. Yeah, it is. Jameson. Jameson's your first name. I'm sorry.
I'm going to Wilmington College for pre-med.
Oh, okay. Pre-med. Where would you like to land with that?
I want to be an obstetrician.
What does that mean? Because I'm not good on the technical terms here.
Deliver babies.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. OB. I guess. All right. Shorten it and I can understand. What about for you?
I'm going to the Ohio State University and studying animal sciences.
Good with the D. Nice job. And then Caden, what about you for you?
I'm planning on going to trade school to be an industrial electrician.
Oh, fantastic. Well, best of luck, man. That's awesome. Good luck, guys. Congratulations. And thanks for joining us here on our show. That's going to do it for this segment, but I do believe we have Eastern High School waiting in the wings as we continue our graduation celebration for 2026 here on C103 and Good Guys Radio TV. Stay tuned.
At Eastern, we're one district with one culture. We celebrate the legends of our rich history, and our past carves the course for our future. Our legacy isn't just something we honor, it's something we build. Eastern, rooted in tradition, powered by pride.
We are the keepers of the wild. For more than 80 years, we've been committed to conserving the natural landscapes that define our nation. Nothing is more important than maintaining wild spaces for adventurers to explore and wildlife to thrive. We are America's hunters and target shooters. Together with firearm, ammunition, and archery manufacturers, we've supported the conservation of more than 36 million acres of American wildlands. So get out there and enjoy.
We all look up to someone. Could be parents, teachers, or coaches. They give and give and give, and then they give some more. Their impact, immeasurable. Their sacrifices, too many to count. So to all the mentors in our lives who helped us get to right here and now, thank you.
When a crisis hits, close to home and across the globe, nonprofits are on the front lines, ready to serve. Healing, nurturing, rescuing, protecting, inspiring. The work of philanthropic organizations has never been more important.
When you're trying to find the best deal on a home or car, you shop around. When it comes to finding the best deal for insuring those things, it just makes sense to shop around too. That's why Column Insurance works as an independent agency. One agency, multiple carriers, allowing your agent to shop for the company that best fits your needs and budget. Column Insurance works with Nationwide and Nationwide Agribusiness, Travelers, Progressive, and more. Stop by Column Insurance in Georgetown to speak to their friendly agents, Jay, Carolyn, or Stacy, or call 378-6947 for a free quote today. Looking for the right path to your future? Let Ohio Means Jobs Adams Brown be your compass. With the PATH program, we'll guide you every step of the way. Whether you're navigating career planning, academic rewards, or paid work experience, PATH is your route to success. For ages 14 to 24, it's time to forge your path one opportunity at a time. Ready to step forward? Visit omjadamsbrown.org/path today and start paving the way to your brighter tomorrow. A division of APCAM must meet eligibility requirements. Funding is provided by TANF and WIOA and administered by ODJFS.
Protecting your finances is a crucial part of life, which is why Lewis Financial Group is committed to helping you establish financial security for all your home and business needs. Call Lewis Financial Group today at 937-402-5989 or stop by their office at 938 West Main Street, Unit 1, Hillsboro, Ohio, or visit them online at lewisfinancial.org. That's Lewis Financial Group in Hillsboro.
At the National Bank of Adams County, we have a lot more than money invested in Adams County. We've invested our time, our interests, our heritage. We were born here and have been an important part of this community for years. That's why we can offer financial services that truly meet your needs. If you're looking for a bank that keeps its focus local, look to us at 218 North Market Street in West Union. We're ready to help you grow your business or your family, and that will help this community grow as well.
The National Bank of Adams County, keeping it local. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Honey, have you seen those dishes we barely use?
I think they're between the Christmas tree and my collection of stereo equipment, but be careful. Don't trip over the yard tools.
This is crazy. We don't have nearly enough room for all this stuff.
If you have stuff piling up, contact Adams County Self-Storage today. They have small and large units available to fit all your stuff and your budget. Adams County Self-Storage, located behind the Grandview Outlet in West Union, the best place to store your stuff.
Welcome back into our senior salute for the class of 2026 here on C103 and Good Guys Radio TV. Brought to you by Baxla Tractor Sales and Georgetown Marble and Granite Company, by the way. And a big thank you to our local sponsors making this celebration possible. We've done a little bit of a reset. Now we have a big group of 6 in with us. Welcome into Eastern High School. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you guys for joining us here. We've seen some familiar faces. I'm pretty sure Vivian is on the payroll as many times as we've done these throughout the years between FFA and sports and everything else. So, Vivian, since you're front and center, we'll allow you first introduce yourself. Tell us a little about yourself and some of the things that you've done through your high school career, sports and organizations and all that.
So I am heavily involved in my school. I am the senior class president, the FFA president, the NHS vice president, the student council president. I am the Adams County Junior Fair Board vice president. I show cattle at the fair, and I take cooking projects, and I play 4 varsity sports. I run track and cross country. I play basketball, and I play soccer.
And sleep when it's available. Okay, gotcha. So we've talked to you at length before about your FFA involvement, very, very big in your high school career for you. Let's talk a little on the sports side. You're still actively participating. You got track going on right now. We just came off of a great basketball season for Eastern. So does it feel nice, I guess, to have had so many accolades on the sports endeavors throughout your high school career and kind of get to close out on a high note?
It definitely feels like all the hard work has definitely paid off. I never would have thought that we'd go to the Sweet 16 as a freshman, or that I would receive first team all-district honors in soccer. So it's really important to just remind yourself that all the hard work that you did when you were younger and just seeing it actually become something great.
Yeah. Now, if you had to pick a favorite, you've done a lot. We've got cross country, we've got track, we've got basketball, we've got soccer. Is there one that stands out as best above the rest?
My favorite to play and to watch is definitely basketball, but the sport that I'm the best at would probably be soccer.
Okay, so for soccer, then we'll call it your kind of favorite if you're best at it. What position did you play?
I was a sweeper.
Okay.
Defense.
Okay, I was going to say, you're going to really have to break this down. I don't watch much soccer. I know striker is the one that gets to kick it up front. So
I was not doing that.
You were not. That's way more running. Was that the hold up to you? Because you're running cross country at the same time as soccer. How do you balance that out?
It wasn't the running per se that didn't allow me to be a striker. It was definitely more of the footwork and being calm with the ball.
Okay.
As the sweeper and being on defense, like you still need to have those foot skills, and it's important, like anything. But you get a little bit more leniency on just kicking the ball as hard as you can to get it out of the box.
Let all that aggression out.
Yes.
Okay, I got you. So, would you say defense is kind of an unsung hero in soccer, if you will, because you're just kind of waiting back there. If the ball's coming to you, it means that you guys aren't scoring at the moment. So, is that a little tough to kind of keep that mindset and keep? We know you're very aggressive, right? Keep all of that aggression built up and just wait for the moment you get to use it.
Well, hopefully, I try not to ever touch the ball because then my team is doing good. But also, it's really hard because you don't necessarily have stats as a defender that look impressive at all.
Sure.
Because the person who gets credit for the save is your keeper.
Right.
So, you could get technically a good save and it wouldn't count because you're the defender. So, genuinely, I try not to touch the ball as much as possible and just let my other teammates do their thing. But it is a little stressful when it comes back to you and you're like, oh, crap, because I'm the last line of defense as the sweeper. If it gets past me, it's a one-on-one with the keeper, and you don't want that.
Right.
So it's you're freaking out a little when it comes to you.
Calm, cool, collected all the time, though. I know that about you. So, still going on with track, but had a lot of bittersweet moments this year, kind of winding down. Will you be sad to have your final sport end, or is that going to be a bit of a sigh of relief because soccer was the big thing for you, basketball is your favorite, that you've got those out of the way, all the bittersweet moments behind, or is it still going to be tough?
No, it's still going to be tough because it's just the closing of my athletic career in general. And I have a lot of fun at track just because it's not my favorite. I actually set a goal this year, and I will complete it at Fairfield. I will have done every event because what me and my mom like to say about me is I am the jack of all trades and master of none in track. I'm above average in about everything.
Yeah.
So they just threw me in stuff. And we, at the beginning of this year, we were like, I only have 2 events until I was done. And so I talked to my coach, and I'm going to throw discus on Thursday, and I long jumped last week. I don't have high expectations, but just to say it's done and I did them.
Sure.
So
run the full gauntlet.
Yeah.
All right. So for put that in perspective, I'm just trying to run through the numbers here. We have the 100, 200, 400. We have an 800, 1600, 3200. Those are all dashes or runs.
Yes. All running events are done.
You've been a part of a relay team.
Yep. All relays.
For 300 hurdles, 100 hurdles, done that. Yep. Long jump, high jump, shot put, discus. Did I hit them all?
Yes.
And you've done almost all of them?
Yes.
Okay. That's a lot. Well, best focus for you in track, if we've tried everything, do you have one that's really stood out like, I could probably do this on the regular?
I am probably more of a sprinter / relay specialist.
Okay.
Last year we went to regionals in the 4x8, the 4x4, and the 4x1, and I was on all of those teams.
And that's kind of a mix of those short and medium runs even, so okay.
And primarily, that was last year. This year I've been more sprint focused, and I've done the 100 and the 200 and the 4x1, and then they added whatever event I hadn't done yet.
Okay. Lots going on with Vivian. We'll move on and introduce Faith. Tell us a little about yourself.
So my name is Faith. I'm a senior at Eastern High School. I have been a 4-year varsity bowler.
Oh, cool.
And I am co-treasurer of senior class, treasurer of student council, senior class representative for Beta Club. And I just.
So they trust you with money, apparently.
Yeah, I'm a good counter.
Good, you count well then.
Yeah.
So bowling is one that has grown huge over the last, about a decade or so. It's in the Shack. Talk a little about bowling from a perspective of someone who has never been to a competition, because your sport is one that a lot of people might do just casually. You take that to like the 10th degree and then some.
So I started my freshman year because I didn't want to have a gym class, and I wanted a gym credit. So I thought bowling was the easiest thing to do.
Sure.
I didn't want to golf because I sunburn. So I wanted to bowl, and I started bowling, and I actually fell in love with it, and I love the competition, and I like meeting people.
Yeah.
And it was just something very fun that I'm not very athletic at all, but it was something easy that I could do, and I really liked it. But that, like, competition-wise, like it's so weird. Like, there's so many people at one match, and you get to meet new people, and you get to meet new people from everywhere. Like our sectionals, which is like between our shack meet and our districts.
Sure.
There's teams from all the way in like Athens that will come out and bowl with us because we bowl in Chillicothe. And it was just something. I got to meet a lot of new people, and I love meeting new people.
Yeah.
And it was just a lot of fun.
Now, I want to ask you about like conditioning. We heard Vivian running. What kind of conditioning does it take for bowling? Like, how do you practice bowling outside of just bowling? Are you hitting the weight room? And
I actually worked with smaller balls at first because I am not very big. So I started with an 8-pound ball.
Okay.
And I just did a whole bunch of different throws. And then my first ball that I ordered was 11 pounds. So it was not very big.
Sure.
But we do a lot of walk-ups. So instead of like doing your full approach, you practice how you let go of the ball. So instead of, you don't even have your ball with you. You just leave it, and you just practice walking back and forth the whole time.
Wow. Okay. So
your steps, because your steps matter.
The steps matter. So you only get so many steps in a competition, or is it like going through the motion that matters?
It's like I take 5 steps, but it matters what leg you start with and what leg you end with and where you put your leg and how far you bend down. And
you are thinking bowling way more through than I do. I just go up there and throw it as hard as I can, and that works. But okay, so the steps matter, going through the motions matter. At what point do you go through all of that, and then you finally have a ball in your hand? Like, and I guess, do you have different throws? Do you have different approaches based on what the setup is?
So most female bowlers are one-handed. They bowl one-handed. We have one, Brianna Jemison. She also plays volleyball. She bowls two-handed. But we all bowl one-handed. So our coach is actually a two-hander bowler.
Okay.
So it was very difficult for him to learn or teach us how to throw with one hand. But you have your certain mark, which is like the little arrows that are on the lane, and you really you try to hit that. Okay. And you get as close as you can to that, and then you adjust how you move your hand. And I have a very big problem with jerking it to the side really bad. Okay. So I swing it all the way up, and I answer the phone.
So straight up to the face.
Straight up to the face.
Okay, and all right. I'm trying to picture going through. You got 5 steps. You start with the left. You start with the right.
Start with the left.
Start with the left. 5 steps. Answer the phone. Throw the phone down the lane. Aim at the little triangle thing. Okay, all right. So man, that is a lot to put together all at once. Now, competition day, as you said, there is a lot of people. Sometimes a lot of waiting around in between frames. Is that tough to kind of keep that competition mindset and put all the things together time after time?
It's tough on long days. Like our shack match this year was not, it was all put together in one. Mm-hmm. So that we had a whole bunch of people, and we didn't start until 4:30. So we were there until 9 or 10 at night.
Oh, wow.
So bowling for those 5 consecutive hours is draining, and you kind of keep going. But towards the end, especially if you're losing, once you hit the end, it's it's just so hard to keep going.
Let this end.
Yeah.
At this point. Okay, I got you.
It's this ball, even if I get a strike, these 10 pins are not going to count for this. Right. Let me just go home.
I got you. Okay, highest you've ever bowled. What's the high score for you?
209.
209. All right, so pretty. I mean, that's closing in on that 300.
Well,
I mean, in all honesty, that's really only a couple of misses because with bowling, you have to stay consistent.
Yeah.
If you have that one off frame that kind of shoots that whole round.
I think it was 6 strikes.
That
And
is
then
impressive.
A couple spares.
Now we call a single's a strike, and then you got a double, and then you got a turkey. Do we name anything after 3, or is that just too hard for your normal
4,
person?
usually we don't. We will chant Arby's 4 for 4. And then the 5 is a Yahtzee.
Yahtzee.
So
okay, 6 though. That's just you're at a level
6,
where we're
you
not
just 6, you just start yelling.
even. You just yell. Okay, all right. Anything 6 through 10. Actually, 6 through 12, right? You can get 12.
Yeah.
12 strikes is a perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know a little bit about bowling, but all right. Well, big congrats. It's awesome. Is that something you plan to again continue bowling and just competitively, or just show up the rest of your family on family game night?
So I am not bowling in college as much as I would like to. I just feel like it's not really for me. But I am planning on joining a club up there.
Yeah.
Because I would really like to keep doing it. I like meeting new people there. Sure. But yeah, it definitely gets used when we go out a lot.
Show it off.
My boyfriend also plays, so it's like very competitive.
Oh, okay. All right. So this isn't just showing him up. It's like, you guys are
it's a fight.
Okay. All right. Don't go bowling with Faith. All right. Next up, we have Madison. Madison, tell us a little about yourself.
So my name is Madison. I am a senior in high school, and to start off, let's see, I am the secretary of our class officer team. I am in FFA as a student advisor. I'm in NHS as the secretary, and then I'm also in student council as secretary. I do SAD. I was in Key Club for about 3 years, and it discontinued. And then I'm in Beta Club for secretary. And let's see, I played volleyball 4 years and basketball 4 years.
Okay.
And I think that's about it.
All right. So Vivian's good at telling everyone what to do as president or vice president. We've got Faith, who's good at counting money, and we've got you, who's good at writing everything down as you go.
Yep.
Secretary across the board. All right. Let's talk a little about your sports ventures. 4 years of basketball. Coach Pick. All right. We're going to pick on Pick a little bit. He's kind of tough, a little bit.
Yeah.
How do you... I don't know. How do you deal with... I know he's a very animated, he's a very loud person. At the end of the day, like, how do you overcome having a tough game? Pick is kind of shouting things. But at the end of the day, still your coach. And you guys still somehow get along for the next game. Is that tough to overcome, or...
It is a little tough at some points. Like, sometimes you just have to let him scream at you, let him raise all kind, and then he's gonna yell. This is not something he's not gonna do. He's gonna yell at you, but at the end of the day, he'll still pat you on the back and say you did a good job.
Yeah.
He'll still turn around and still try. He'll yell at you, then he'll tell you what you need to do to make yourself better. He'll beat you down and then he pick you right back up. It's a good sense. Like, it's kind of like it helps you in a point. Like, he'll yell at you, and then you'll realize you're like, yeah, I need to do better. Like, you need to go back out there, you do it right, and he'll pat you on the back, say, good job, you listened.
Right.
That's really it. Is like, yeah, it's tough. He'll do it all the time, and then you gotta just deal with it sometimes. Just listen. Let him get it out of his system.
So yelling without the life lesson would be pointless, but at least he's giving you a good life lesson.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right, I got you. Volleyball-wise, did you get yelled at quite as much? Or
it wasn't as bad. Like, there were many times that we did get yelled at on the floor, but other than that, like, she was not much of a yeller, but she still had her points that she would yell at us.
Okay, so lots of yelling. But when it comes down to it, what kept you doing volleyball, basketball? 4 years in both of those. What kept you going back to it?
I love playing sports, like, especially those two sports. I've been playing sports since I was a little kid, starting off with soccer, upward basketball. Like, it's just something that I found fun, getting to be with a whole team of people, getting to know people, getting to, like, do stuff, like, every day pretty much. It's just fun. And, like, as high school came along, volleyball is, like, one of my favorite sports. It's just something I enjoy to do, something I love to learn more about and do on my off time, practice at home. It keeps me active. It keeps me going. It gives me something to do, say I do something.
Sure.
And it's really fun. Like, it's something I will continue to do after high school, whether that be a little club or just like go out with my friends, like, hey, let's go play some volleyball at a rec center somewhere. It's just something to give me something to do, something really fun I enjoy.
Yeah. Keeps you busy, though. How do you
Yeah.
balance out, night after night of practice and games and everything, and then obviously still have to kind of come home, do homework, and just be a teenager at some point?
It gets a little rough at points. Like sometimes you'll hit your practical all-nighters trying to do homework, trying to get everything done for the next day because you didn't do it. And then it's like, luckily sometimes you still have that period in the day that you still have light and you can still get stuff done. And then, but it is pretty difficult. I will give it that. Like it just takes you having to sit down and actually do it.
Sure.
And like having to balance everything. It takes a really good mindset to balance everything along with sports.
Long story short, somehow you manage.
Somehow I manage. Yes, exactly.
All right. Well, all the yelling's behind you now. Just good memories left.
Yep.
Pick's not going to stand up and yell at you at graduation or anything.
Really hope not.
Okay. I hope not, too, for your sake. We'll swing back to the back row. Andy, tell us a little about yourself and some of the things that you've done through your high school career.
Alrighty. Well, my name's Andy. I'm a senior at Eastern High School. Now, I'm going to be honest. There's not going to be much for me to talk about with myself. This past senior year, I've taken a few CCP classes.
Sure.
And it was my first year actually doing bowling, which was a very good experience. But, all my time's kind of been more focused on what I plan on doing with my, future career. You know what I mean? So I haven't really taken a lot of time to put in other groups or activities. So,
well, okay, so we decided to do bowling senior year. Was that just a hey, I want to have something, or was it a social thing, or like what's the decision of I'm going to jump into this sport and see how we do with my final year of high school?
it was kind of half and half. Like two of my buddies, Carson and Cole, they were doing bowling. And I needed to get out of gym class. So I was like, you know what? Let's
just really does it for people.
I know. But I was like, I know people in here. Let's do it. I don't think it's going to be a bad experience. And, it wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't at all.
Okay. So, best game that you've bowled, what was your top number? We had 209 already.
I think it was somewhere in the 220s. I have a picture of it, but I've never, kept it in.
Okay. All right. So if we weren't bowling, you said you focused a lot on what you plan to do with your career. What's that going to involve?
Well, I'm going to Miami, and I'm majoring in psychology.
Oh wow! So is this Miami of Ohio or Miami, Florida?
Of Ohio.
Okay, all right. So not heading south then.
No.
Heading to the east a bit, or I'm sorry, the west a bit. Anyway, so psychology.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I really wanted to get my master's at Miami because they have a very good psychology program there. And then I wanted to transfer over to UC to get my doctorate in psychiatry because the end goal is to become a psychiatrist at the end of all things.
That's awesome. So within that, you said we focused a lot kind of through high school career. What are some of the things that you've done to kind of work towards that end goal?
My freshman year, I took psychology. Now I was the only freshman in there. It's not really
a little intimidating.
Yeah, it's not really a freshman class. And as much as I liked taking that class because my older sister was in it, my grades didn't really reflect on it because I was a freshman. I kind of just goofed off. But I really did like the aspect of learning, why people do these things, why do they think this way,
sure,
and stuff like that. So it's always just really intrigued me in a way to where it's kind of felt like a calling ever since,
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, good luck. That is. You must like school at least a little bit to say, I think I'm going to, as a senior in high school, I'm going to go ahead and know that I'm getting my doctorate. Like that is a lot more school ahead of you.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. He said with a sigh, I know. Well, best of luck to you, man. We'll swing over. Mason, tell us a little about yourself, some of the things you're involved with.
So I'm Mason Nye. I'm a senior at Eastern Brown, and I'm involved in our student council, our academic team, and I'm really big into our band, and I'm been doing 5 years now of our marching band.
Awesome. Now, Eastern Marching Band, very good from what I know. You guys have competed at a very high level and got to do a little bit of traveling with that, right?
Yeah, we've competed at state all 5 years I have been in it, because I've been in it since 8th grade, because that's the earliest we can do it. And every 5 years we've qualified for state, and we've competed at state. And all 5 years, we got a superior rating at state.
That's fantastic. So what instrument do you play?
I'm on the drum line.
Okay.
8th grade, I was on what we call the pit, which that's the mallets up in the front.
Sure.
And then freshman and sophomore year, I played the bass drum, and then last year and then this year, I played snare drum.
Okay. Now that seems a little backward because those bass drums are not exactly small.
They can be heavy, especially if you get one of the bigger ones. And I was
Right.
always on the low bass, so I had the biggest of the biggest one. And it's heavy, but you get used to it over time.
Okay. Your back is still okay?
It's still okay.
Okay, all right. So we get up to snare drum. Snare drum is kind of the trumpet of the percussion world. You guys are the loud, kind of very noticeable.
We lead the drum line pretty much, yep.
Yeah. So tell us kind of the responsibility to that, because again, especially in marching band, everything kind of runs through the snare. You're keeping the pace, keeping the timing.
It is very intense, and it's a lot of music to learn, and it's not quite easy. You got to put the time in and the effort, but once you get it completed and you understand where you're at and what you're doing, it can be a lot of fun, and it's fun just playing the whole show, and especially at the big hits and the big movements, just being like leading the group, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's awesome. I guess at least, if you're not playing trumpet or tuba or something, you get to kind of breathe when you want to, which is the nice thing, right? Yeah, okay.
It's not as much intense playing as some wind instruments, and I do get to breathe. That's a good thing. But it can be like intense, and you feel it when you're at a big hit and like you're all focused in. It's kind of funny. You sometimes do have to tell yourself to breathe because you're just focused so much on just your playing and making sure you hit every note right. But you do get a breath in here and there.
Okay, every once in a while. If people notice, though, if you hit the wrong beat at the wrong time and everything's out of sync.
Yes, depends on where it was or how it, when it happened. So my 2 years of playing snare, there's 3 of us both, which a lot of times usually 2 or 1.
Sure.
But it wasn't too bad, but if you did make a wrong hit on the wrong time, it was very noticeable.
Now, everyone else has been yelled at some point. Were you yelled at?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, been yelled at. That's just a rite of passage, I think, with anything.
I will say Hoagland, our band director, is not as probably bad as yelling as some of the other guys, but it's also because he has too many kids to worry about. There'll be like 100 of us on that band field, and he's all the way up in a podium. And even if he wanted to yell at me, I'm in the very back. I mean, he could maybe get a few yells out there.
Yeah, listen, probably still made an effort at least once.
Most of the yelling comes from the other section members because we're all intense on each other because we want to make sure we all perform to the best of our ability. But I will say, us as a drumline group, I feel like we're the closest in the band. We all hang out with each other. We're all really good friends. And I've made some of the best memories of my high school career with those guys.
That's awesome. All right. Well, last but not least, Rayleigh, tell us a little about yourself, some of the things you're involved with.
I'm the FFA reporter. I'm vice president of Beta Club, senior class committee, student council. I am the NHS treasurer. I'm in SAD. I was the vice president of Key Club for 3 years before it discontinued.
Okay.
And I am an athlete, and I play basketball, softball, and volleyball.
Okay, so still competing then with softball.
Yeah.
Of the 3, do you have a favorite that you would say?
So softball has definitely been my favorite for my whole life because it was the first one I ever played. It was always there. But then once I got to middle school, volleyball came into my life, and then it kind of took over. So I would say they're kind of neck and neck to each other.
Okay, so I mean, you are a taller young lady, so a little bit of a natural advantage when it comes to volleyball.
A little bit, but then I go and I play other girls, and they're 6 foot, and I'm short compared to them. I'm like, gosh, I wish I had a little bit more.
Okay, so you could have grown a couple more inches, you'd have been satisfied.
Yeah.
All right, so take us through, first, I guess, what position did you play in volleyball?
I first started out as an outside, and then I moved to right side, but I play all the way around, so I play front row and back row.
Okay, so you make the full circuit around then.
Yeah.
So for folks who maybe they've gone to a volleyball match, they've seen, volleyball is a very complicated sport. It is very much faster than anybody, I think, really can understand without playing it.
Yeah.
Just how fast those 3 hits happen on the side. You've got your dig, you've got your set, you've got your kill attempt, right? Mm-hmm. At what point did you feel really comfortable with that through your high school career? You start junior high school, it's a bit of floundering. The shots go way up to the ceiling. You've got a lot of time to think.
Yeah.
At what point did you really dial in and feel like you had good control of the sport?
So when I first started off in 7th grade, I was at West Union still, and I had a great coach to really help me get the basics down. And that really helped. And then when I moved to Eastern, 8th grade, it was kind of different, you know, not as, the middle school program wasn't as strong, but it was still good. And then I got to high school, and my freshman year, we had a lot of girls. So we had a freshman team and a JV.
Oh, wow.
And there was only like 4 or 5 of us that made it to JV as freshmen. So that was a big deal.
For sure.
And so then my sophomore year, we had a new coach, a whole new coaching staff, and we went to Rio Grande for a camp in the summer. And I didn't really have high expectations. I didn't think I was that good at volleyball. I was just kind of there. It was still new to me. And our coach, Allison, threw me in with all the varsity girls. And I was like, okay. And so then...
a bit of a learning curve at that point.
Yeah, I was like, okay. I just thought I'd be there, you know, to play maybe one game. And so then she kept me in the whole time. And then my sophomore year, I became a varsity starter. And I got to play all the way around. And I would say my junior year is probably when I finally started understanding it and having more confidence in myself.
Sure. Do you prefer the dig, the set, or the kill attempt? What's
definitely hitting?
Everyone likes the hitting best.
Definitely hitting.
I don't think anybody has ever answered that without, like, unless you are specifically the setter, everybody prefers the hitting.
No, definitely hitting, but serving, that's probably what I'm the best at.
Okay.
It's probably my favorite.
All right. So how many aces would you say a given match? What's a good number for you? You feel like, hey, I did really good here.
Well, I think the highest I've had in a season is 36 or 38.
Okay.
Which is my junior and senior year. I've had the highest amount of aces on our team. But in a match, I would say 10, 11 maybe. I think I got one game.
That's a lot in one single game. All right.
Yeah.
So are you doing like the jump serve?
No, I don't jump serve.
Okay. All right.
No.
That's a whole different level of coordination.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I don't have a good enough vertical for that.
Work on it, you know.
Maybe.
All right. When you and Madison go out and do those pickup games, we'll
intramural together.
Down packed. All right. Well, guys, we are quickly running out of time here, but before we go, just a quick run through, and we'll start with Vivian down front. Plans for after graduation. It's coming up quick. What are we going to do after high school's all said and done?
So I will be attending the Ohio State University, majoring in agribusiness and applied economics on the pre-law track.
Okay. Ag and pre-law. How do those go together exactly?
So for law school, they don't necessarily want every person to have the same bachelor's degree. They want diversity. They don't just want history or political science majors. And through FFA, I have such a deep appreciation for agriculture. And I also wanted to have a basic business degree at the same time, just to, if I want to go into a private practice, to be able to keep the books and have a good business.
Okay. So diversifying that portfolio, jack of all trades. We're going to keep it going in college. All right. Faith, what about for you?
I will be attending Wright State University. I'm going to major in biology and minor in forensics.
Oh, okay. So I would assume the plan then is something within forensics past.
The forensics field. I don't know. I haven't chose between like a lab or like on the scene yet.
Sure.
So
now, are you NCIS, CSI, all that kind of thing? That's what we're imagining?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Very cool. Next up, Madison, what about for you?
So I am planning to attend Northern Kentucky University to major in nursing.
Nursing. All right. What's the draw to that? Is that...
So I really didn't think I'd be in any kind of healthcare, really. Because, like, when I was little, I was like, oh, I want to be a vet when I grow up. And then I moved on to vet tech. And then my dad threw out, like, the possibility of being like, hey, why don't you work in healthcare? It's, like, kind of like the same concept of the medicine and sort of. And I kind of, like, I got into my research on it and all the medical stuff. And, like, if you go for nursing, there's so many different opportunities to go and whatever you want your career to be. There's so many pathways to be with being a nurse. Like, you can be working in the ER. You can work with child, like, labor. You can work like a little clinic somewhere. It's like so many different options that if I want to change my option, I can.
Yeah, that's awesome. Andy, we talked a little about psych and going in. So Miami of Ohio, right? Where does that, where do you start with that? Do we start with, how soon do we get into that psych track?
So about the first 2 years, you take your gen ed classes and whatnot, and then you can start actually going into your major, which mine would be psychology. And then later getting my master's through Miami, and then transferring to UC into their medical program. Now, I wouldn't be going into, like, I think it's like surgical medical, like it's more the, like, pharmaceutical side.
Sure.
Because, you know, that's why psychiatrists need doctorates, because they deal with medicine. That's pretty much what it is. But, yeah, no, transferring to UC and then getting that doctorate and then become a psychiatrist.
And all of that desire and want to comes from a 9th grade psychology class.
Sort of, kind of.
Yeah.
So, like, as funny as it sounds, yeah, that's kind of where it started. And then after that, I just, just kept thinking about it and just wanting to learn more about psychiatry. I always felt like I was kind of the therapist friend, you know what I mean? Trying to always just kind
The
of
one that everybody comes with their problems?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And, if you do a good job at it, might as well make a career out of it, right?
Sure. Well, why not? So within that kind of, plans for career, what does that look like for you? What are you hoping to work in a hospital or?
So I believe, start out, at a hospital working as just an almost all-around psychiatrist, but eventually I would like to specialize in, like schizophrenia or, like stuff of that, and eventually become a medical director of psychiatry, which either be at a hospital or like at those certain firms that
Big goals, man.
I know.
That's awesome. Well, best of luck. We'll go Mason. Sorry, Mason. Where are we going?
So I'm choosing a slightly different path than all these other guys. I'm joining the U.S. Navy.
Oh wow! Well, thank you very much for that. That is when do you know when you ship out?
August 19th.
That's looming up pretty quick.
It is.
How much preparation have you put into that kind of ahead of time, knowing that was the track that you plan to go on?
I mean, honestly, nothing too much. I've always liked learning about it and been researching it for my whole life because my father was in it.
Mm-hmm.
And but throughout this summer, I'll be meeting with my recruiter and whatnot, doing physical training and just studying up on just about anything I'll need to know.
Now, the Navy, what exactly does that look like for you? What are you hoping to kind of go into within that?
So I've already got the job that I want. It's going to be nuclear engineering.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that will be
little advanced.
Little advanced. I got 92 on the ASVAB.
Awesome.
So they offered that job to me, and I'm going to take it. It's a good job. So I'll have 2 years of schooling after my boot camp, which that'll be in Charleston, South Carolina, and that'll just teach me anything I'll need to know, just the math, the sciences behind it. And then after that, I'll have 4 years shipping out on a submarine and just traveling the world.
Nuclear engineering on a submarine.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty intense.
It will be, but I'm ready for it. I'm ready for the challenge.
All right. Well, hey, best of luck. And again, thank you for your service. That's awesome. Last but not least, Rayleigh, where are we going? What are we doing?
I'm not sure yet. I have a few different choices. Right now I'm really leaning towards Northern Kentucky University for radiologic science.
Okay.
But at the same time, if I go towards that route and I hate it and I don't like it, I think I'm going to go to the University of Alabama for sports media and journalism.
That's a little bit different.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Just a tad bit.
Yeah. Okay. So we're
medicine,
best
media.
Yeah. They work. They're basically the same. Yeah. When I go out of here in the afternoon, I go right into the ER. So no, just kidding. But it's okay to not know what you want to do at 18 years old. I think that is a big task, and one that kudos to you guys for being in that position of having to make that. But yeah, you'll figure it out as you go along.
Yeah, just always watching sports and growing up around it. Ever since I was little, from my brother, I was always out of field, out of court. So sports have always been a big thing in my life. And then Holly Rowe, watching her, she's literally everywhere.
Yeah.
I'd love to do that and travel like she does.
Sure. Well, we know some people we can introduce you to. So, with that, guys, thank you so much for joining us here again, Eastern High School, on our senior celebration show on C103 Good Guys Radio TV. Big shout out to the class of 2026. Be sure and watch. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe, because we have plenty more of these senior shows to come over the next few weeks. And again, thank you to Baxla Tractor Sales and Georgetown Marble and Granite for sponsoring today. Thanks to Eastern High School and Lynchburg Clay for coming in and talking with us. And Edward Jones Investments, financial advisor Ron Lynch in Maysville. Big shout out to Ron. With that, we will wrap up for today and get back to the country music on C103. And of course, join us next time, GoodGuysRadioTV.com and the Good Guys YouTube and Facebook page for more coverage of our local seniors here in the area.
Thank you for tuning in. Rewatch this video and many more on demand at GoodGuysRadioTV.com.